Have you ever wondered why that little bump in your throat is called Adam's apple? It's a curious name for an even more curious part of our anatomy, isn't it? This seemingly insignificant feature has a lot more to it than meets the eye. Intriguing stories, scientific facts, and cultural references. The Adam's apple holds many secrets, and today, we're going to delve into those. Well, get ready to be amazed as we uncover 20 shocking facts about Adam's apple you never knew. Diving right in, our first shocking fact is about the origin of its name. The term Adam's apple harks back to the biblical story of Adam and Eve. Legend has it that when Adam ate the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, a piece got stuck in his throat. This lump, symbolizing humanity's first brush with temptation and sin, came to be known as the Adam's apple. Quite an evocative story, isn't it? Yes, that's right. It's a tale as old as time. Moving on to the second fact, did you know Adam's apple isn't just a man's thing? That's right, women have them too. It's just that theirs are usually less pronounced. This is because the Adam's apple is simply a protrusion of the thyroid cartilage, which everyone has. However, due to hormonal differences, men generally have larger and more visible Adam's apples. But remember, size and visibility vary greatly among individuals, irrespective of their gender. So it's not just the men who have this unique feature. Ever wondered why the Adam's apple grows during puberty? It's an interesting story that involves the hormone testosterone. This hormone, which increases significantly during puberty, triggers changes in the larynx or voice box. As the larynx grows, the surrounding cartilage expands, creating what we know as the Adam's apple. It's a fascinating process that happens to both men and women, although it's generally more noticeable in males, and there you have it. So it's all about the hormones. Let's continue our journey of discovery with more surprising facts. Firstly, did you know that the Adam's apple is basically a shield? That's right. It serves as a protective barrier for the vocal cords. Think of it as the knight in shining armor for your voice box, warding off any potential damage. Next, the size of the Adam's apple does not dictate the depth of one's voice. It's a common misconception that a larger Adam's apple corresponds to a deeper voice. The truth is, it's the length and thickness of the vocal cords that determine voice pitch. The third fact is a bit obscure. There exist rare medical conditions that can affect the Adam's apple. For instance, laryngeal prominence hypertrophy is a condition where the Adam's apple becomes abnormally large, leading to discomfort and sometimes even difficulty in swallowing. Our fourth fact delves into the realm of body modification. Some people undergo a procedure called tracheal shave, which reduces the size of the Adam's apple for a smoother throat contour. This procedure is often sought by individuals undergoing male-to-female transitions. Moving on to our fifth fact, did you know that the Adam's apple can move? Yes, it does. It moves up and down during swallowing and speaking. This movement is more noticeable in some people than others. Fact number 6 is that the Adam's apple isn't present at birth. It starts developing around puberty and continues its growth well into adulthood. So if you're looking for your baby's Adam's apple, you won't find it just yet. For the seventh fact, let's talk about animals. Certain animals, such as the howler monkey, have a larger and more prominent Adam's apple compared to humans. This helps them produce loud vocalizations to communicate across long distances in the jungle. Eighth on our list is that the Adam's apple can be a lifesaver. In emergency situations where breathing becomes difficult, a procedure called a tracheotomy can be performed. This involves making a hole in the throat, just below the Adam's apple, to allow air to reach the lungs. Our ninth fact is a bit of a fun one. There are cultures around the world that consider a prominent Adam's apple to be a sign of attractiveness, virility, and masculinity. For our 10th fact, we're veering into the world of superstition. In certain cultures, it's believed that if your Adam's apple is high and prominent, you're likely to be prosperous and have a long life. Fact 11 is a bit more scientific. The Adam's apple is composed of two plates of cartilage that come together at an angle. This angle is typically sharper in males, leading to a more prominent Adam's apple. 12th on our list, the Adam's apple can be used for medical purposes. In ultrasound examinations, it serves as a landmark to locate the thyroid gland, which sits just below it. 13th, some people can voluntarily control the movement of their Adam's apple. These individuals can make their Adam's apple move up and down at will, much like wiggling one's ears. Our 14th fact is a little squeamish. In rare cases, trauma to the Adam's apple can lead to voice changes or even loss of voice. This is why throat protection is crucial in contact sports. And finally, our 15th fact. Despite its biblical name, the Adam's apple has nothing to do with the biblical story of Adam and Eve. the name is a result of a mistranslation of a Latin term. Isn't it fascinating how much we can learn about something so small and often overlooked? Now that we have unveiled all the 20 shocking facts, let's take a quick recap. Did you know the Adam's apple, that noticeable bump in your throat, got its name from the biblical tale of Adam and Eve? Legend has it that a piece of the forbidden fruit got stuck in Adam's throat, hence the name. And here's a shocker. It's not just a man's thing. While it's more pronounced in men, women have it too. However, due to hormonal differences, it's less noticeable in women. Remember the sudden change in your voice during puberty? That was your Adam's apple growing. Another surprising fact. The larynx, or voice box, grows during puberty, creating a more noticeable Adam's apple and causing the voice to deepen. But let's not forget the other fascinating facts we've covered. Did you know that the size of your Adam's apple doesn't necessarily correlate with the pitch of your voice? And despite common belief, the Adam's apple serves no direct purpose in speech, though it does protect the vocal cords. Did it also surprise you to learn that some people choose to have their Adam's apple reduced or removed through a procedure called a tracheal shave? Or that in rare cases an enlarged Adam's apple could indicate certain medical conditions? We've also learned that the Adam's apple moves up and down when you speak or swallow. And did you realize it can be used to determine the age of a person, as it's more pronounced in adults than in children? And remember, the Adam's apple isn't unique to humans. Some animals, like howler monkeys and lions, have it too. But in animals, it's often used to create louder calls or roars. Lastly, we've discovered that the Adam's apple can be a source of discomfort for some transgender women, leading to procedures to make it less noticeable. There you have it, 20 shocking facts about Adam's apple that you probably never knew before. It's been a fascinating journey uncovering these surprising facts, hasn't it? Just think about it. How often do we really consider the Adam's apple as more than just a bump on our throats? It's amazing how these 20 facts have unraveled so much about this seemingly ordinary part of our body. From its intriguing name, origin to its growth spurt, and even the revelation that it's not just a man's thing, these facts have certainly shifted our perspective. It's a testament to the complexity and wonder of the human body, where every part has a unique role and a story to tell. So the next time you see an Adam's apple, whether it's yours or someone else's, remember these fascinating facts. Let it be a reminder of the intricate beauty of our bodies and the continuous learning journey we're all on. Remember, every part of our body has a story to tell, and today, we listen to the story of Adam's apple. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,